welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
It has been 60 years since the Packers and Chiefs met down in Southern California in what would come to be known as the first Super Bowl. But now, at modern Levi Stadium in Santa Clara, we are counting down to Super Bowl 60, and we've got a great matchup in store. Tonight, it is all on the line. We play for the Lombardi Trophy, as it'll be the AFC champion Cleveland Browns taking on the NFC champions, the Washington Commanders. Brad gone along with Charles Davis, and what a season it's been for our AFC champions. And this was a fight just to get to the Super Bowl. You got to figure that they are very battle-tested and ready.
I'd agree with you 100% about that. You don't get there without having those types of attributes, and that's what you look for in a Super Bowl team. Character, confidence. These guys don't lack for either one of those. Now they're here. Now they're ready to win.
Meanwhile, our NFC champions, they have gone through a lot to get where they are. Everybody knows their story this season. What's the key for them as they start this Super Bowl?
Let's go full cliche on this one because it works. Remember what got you here. Been a winning formula all season long. This is a team that when we saw them in the preseason, we said they look like a group that has what it takes to be a Super Bowl winning team. And we've been proven right by what we've seen throughout the season.
So out comes the Washington offense onto the field. And here's a look at their leader, standing 6'4".
And there are a lot of quarterbacks who had terrific careers. Think about guys like Phillip Rivers, Randall Cunningham, Dan Fouts, Warren Moon. But they never got to a Super Bowl. Yet here he is in his second NFL season, already getting his chance. I mean, harken back to Dan Marino, another superstar, made it in his second year, lost the game, and never made it back again.
And somehow he's going to get a yard out of this as he fought through that first contact. It's second down.
Second and 9. Next deep, go.
Off the play fake, Daniels. And right away, he lost the football. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on fourth.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Tressway on fourth down is sent out to punt. On the punt, give him just 1 yard on the return. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10. So now we'll get a look at the other offensive unit as they come out for their first possession. They'll be led out by the former Colorado Buffalo, their rookie quarterback.
And as we know and as we've discussed here in the run-up to this game, this is history in the making. The first rookie quarterback to ever start in a Super Bowl. An absolutely tremendous accomplishment, something no one else has done. But he doesn't want to just go down as the first to make a Super Bowl. He's told us all week he's here to win it.
So a costly penalty yardage-wise as that'll move the football down to the spot of the foul.
And what the officials are looking for in these situations, whether you're playing the man or the ball. And if you're playing the man, you get a lot less leeway in terms of what's going to happen at the end of the play. But if you're looking for the football, it's less likely to draw the flag.
Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And this one almost intercepted. Had a chance to come down with it in the end zone, but could not hang on. Here's Sanders. This will be caught. Judy. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
As the field starts to get condensed, the defense likes that a lot because now you don't have as much space to cover, but a well-run corner route there.
A chance for the first score of this Super Bowl. Here's first and goal.
Ready? 60 Eagles, 60 Eagles. Ready?
To throw is Sanders. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Cedric Tillman from 6 yards away. And the Browns are on the board first here in this Super Bowl. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym, preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
Come on, come on. Hey.
They'll try and throw for it. And they don't get it. They tried for the two-point conversion there, but unsuccessful. So unable to throw it in for two from the two. Let me ask you, as a former DB, what changes there around the goal line on a two-point conversion as far as how you're defending it?
You just make sure you never back up and you never retreat. You establish yourself really on the line of scrimmage, put your heels on the goal line at worst. And if they're going to throw the ball, make them throw it over your head because they're going to run out of space because of the back of the end zone. Never let a guy catch one in front of you.
So they went for two and failed. They didn't use him on the PAT, but now he boots this one away with a 6-0 lead. And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Commanders going to retake the field for drive number 2. They trail early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10.
Check, check.
The drive begins with a carry by Krosky-Merritt. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low.
He's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. A loss of 3 on a sack made by multiple defenders. But certainly not an ideal first quarter for him. Remember, he lost the fumble earlier, and here he ends up on the ground with a sack.
And sometimes what happens when you make a mistake early, you get too cautious going forward. Just cover up the football and take care of it and be able to cut it loose. Otherwise,
under pressure, they got him again. Myles Garrett, 2 plays in a row now that he has gotten in there for the sack, and it brings up 4th down. Now the former Oklahoma Sooner Tress Way on to punt the football. Let's take it inside his own 40. We'll call this a 41-yard punt, 7 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Second drive coming up here for Cleveland as they return to the field on offense. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14.
Hawk 70, Hawk 70.
Throwing, Sanders. Oh, and that is incomplete.
That was all about the defender making life difficult for the receiver. Very tough for a guy to hold on to the football through all that contact. He ends up forcing the incompletion.
It's caught inside the 25. And all the way down to the 5. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Well, after the standard 2-week layoff, you always wonder how's your offense going to respond and come out and play here in the Super Bowl. Well, they got a great answer right there and almost a sigh of relief on that side of the field because now they've got to feel like they can use their entire playbook and game plan for this one.
It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal.
Not a whole lot there on 1st and goal, and that's what you're looking for defensively. You'll certainly live with giving up just a yard or two in this situation.
Once again, Jenkins. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Now a timeout called for by the defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. A big one here early in this Super Bowl. It's 3rd and goal. Judkins. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. No gain on the play. And what to do now on 4th and goal? Defense didn't budge on 3rd down. Now what are we going to see on 4th?
We are soon to find out, but does this feel like old school football or what?
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
It's an old-fashioned goal line stand. I know what I would call on offense. I would go for it. I want some type of a play where my quarterback has a chance to run it.
A 1-yard touchdown pass. And the Browns will add to their first quarter lead here in this Super Bowl. There was a lot of zip on that pass, and baseball might have called that a frozen rope.
I like it when you bring the diamond into the game. I'm going back to the gridiron. Had some heat on that bad boy. Sometimes you throw a touchdown pass, and sometimes
you throw, what, a touchdown strike?
There you go. That's my man, in concert.
Kevin Stefanski going to leave the offense out to go for 2.
The Browns will line up for the
Cougar 19.
They'll look to throw. And unable to connect. They don't get the 2-point conversion here. So now, Charles, 2 touchdowns, 2 tries at 2-point conversions, and both fail.
And you want to say, let's go ahead and run the kicker out there from now on. But the problem is you're chasing points at this stage. So now you got to dial up more 2-point conversions and hope you're successful from here on out.
And as he approaches to kick it off, he might be thinking this could be a 14-0 lead with a couple of PATs as he sends this one away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Washington offense back out there. They trail early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10. Looking to put a drive together.
2. 19.
Here's Daniels. Setting up the screen. Krosky Merritt. Down the left sideline. And finally taken down at the 20-yard line. A huge play there on the screen pass. And even 50 yards. We've got a lot more ahead of us here in Super Bowl 60. 2nd quarter coming your way next. 12-0 the score. The NFL on EA Sports continues right after this message. Appreciate everyone joining us. Super Bowl 60 here tonight. Time to begin the 2nd quarter. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis up in the booth as we get set to resume play.